So we are in a hostel in Albania right now, and lo and behold, it has an oven, which we were really excited about. So we are making good use of this oven, and I've got a whole ton of vegetables here that I'm gonna roast. We picked them up at the local vegetable market. I've got potatoes, beets, onion, eggplant, zucchini. Anything else in there, Phil? I think that's it. We also got these awesome looking carrots, but I ran out of room in the dish that's going in the oven, so we're gonna have them for carrot sticks tomorrow. And yes, again, a mountain of vegetables here because it's gonna be dinner and lunch. What was I gonna say? Oh yes. So roasting vegetables, the key is that you want to give them some protection. So some oil. They've got some oil here. It's sunflower, which I wouldn't usually use, but hey, wanted to take advantage of the oven. So the oil goes on first. This is to protect the vegetables from the heat in the oven. And you really don't need very much, especially if you get in with your hands and mix around like that. If you try to mix around with a spoon, you usually wind up using more oil, which isn't the greatest when you're going to put it in the oven. Oils lose their the stability of the fats when they go into heat, so using as little as possible means that you have as little chance of getting that happen as possible. So once you get the oil mixed around, and hopefully don't lose too many vegetables, I often lose a few, then you're going to put the salt on. And what salt does is help the cooking process of the vegetables. Whenever I say that, Phil says, what does that mean? What it means is that it helps draw the water out of the vegetable, and that's what happens when it cooks, right? It gets soft, the water comes out. So as they're roasting, the water is going to come out of these vegetables, and basically this is all there is to it. I'm going to add some of my Italian seasoning mix here. You can find the recipe for that on this section here. And so when they go in the oven, they're releasing moisture. And what you want to do is, because there's going to be some vegetables on top and the moisture will sink to the bottom, this is why you stir them while they roast, to make sure that the moisture keeps the vegetables soft. If you don't use salt, the vegetables will tend to dry out on the outside, and then they will not cook on the inside. So although many people try to reduce the amount of salt that they use, if you're not eating processed foods, you don't have to worry about it too much. And it helps in the cooking of these vegetables, so use it. Now, another thing that we did today, well, Phil did today, and I admired and then ate and enjoyed, was make some protein bars. Phil has been waiting for an oven because we brought our protein powder with us, and he's been carrying around in his backpack the whole time, and has been waiting for an opportunity to make those. So I'll let you, Phil, tell them about the protein bars.
I think a similar recipe is in the protein product that you made. Where do you get your protein book and stuff?
Yes, I have that recipe in there. I don't think you followed it today, but pretty close.
So what I used, well, I don't measure, so I don't know how much I used of things, but the ingredients are hemp protein, carob powder, white beans, and so the moisture is just the white beans and the water that you cook them in. And what else is in there? Hemp protein, carob powder, oh, just a tiny little bit of flour and sweetener.
Oh, and we had some leftover oats, so you threw those in.
Yeah. So
a little bit of sweetener.
That's in the protein product.
Yes, and there are measurements in the protein product.
The other thing, you were talking about salt.
Yes, I was.
I think we should have brought some nice sea salt. We've kind of figured out, eh?
Yeah, I kind of figured that everywhere we went they'd have salt, and they do, but they just have regular table salt, and sometimes they don't have any.
Yeah.
We've come across places where they didn't have any.
And we haven't used regular table salt for a long time.
Yeah,
so,
sea salt is much better.
Yeah.
So, additional to the spice mixes, I would suggest bringing some salt. Actually, when I went to get the spices, I did pick up some salt, and when I got to the cache, the guy said, "That's smoked sea salt." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, I don't know, but it tastes different. And I said, okay, I won't take it then. And then he said, this is getting really boring. And then he said, do you want to get some more salt? And your parents were actually waiting for me outside, Phil, so I didn't go get any. Big mistake. Hope you enjoyed that reenactment of my conversation in the bulk barn. So now my challenge is going to be fitting all these vegetables into the dish. And like I said, so we're going to put them in the oven, stir them every so often. These vegetables usually take about 30 minutes to cook, although there's quite a lot here, so it might take a little bit longer. And then I'm going to stir them about every 15 minutes to make sure they keep the moisture. Another tip on roasting vegetables properly is when you cut them, try to make them about the same size. So I've got a potato and a zucchini here. They both look pink because of the beet juice. And I tried to keep them about the same size because then they cook in about the same time.
Smart.
Thanks. I try.
Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. Roasting vegetables, once you get the technique down, is pretty simple. Rub them with oil, then with salt, then put your seasonings in, pop them in the oven, stir them occasionally to keep them moist. That's all there is to it.
This is the first time we've done a video in one shot, I think.
Whoa! It's exciting. We should get a prize.